Right now, tech YouTube is losing its absolute mind over a new trend. People are claiming you can combine Anthropic's terminal agent, Claude Code, with the note-taking app Obsidian to give AI an infinite self-improving memory. The pitch sounds like science fiction. You talk to Claude, it stores everything you say in Obsidian, and over months it becomes a personalized superintelligence that knows you better than you know yourself.
Directionally, the video hype is correct. This is one of the most powerful local AI workflows ever built. But technically, a lot of these creators are oversimplifying what's actually happening under the hood. Claude isn't magically upgrading its own neural network weights while you sleep. What's actually happening is far more interesting. It's an advanced, autonomous, external knowledge architecture. Today, we are skipping the marketing fluff. We're going to look at the real technical mechanics, the exact tools making this possible, like Steph Ango's official skills pack and the insane self-rewriting scripts emerging on GitHub, and exactly how you can set this up without ruining your data. Let's dive in.
To understand why this works, you have to understand the fundamental limitation of Claude Code. By default, Claude Code has a dirty little secret. It forgets everything the second you close the terminal session. It has zero native long-term memory. But Obsidian has a massive structural advantage. Every single note you write is just a plain text markdown file sitting locally on your hard drive. No proprietary cloud database, no clunky APIs, just files in a folder. When you open Claude Code inside your Obsidian Vault folder, you are instantly closing the loop. You're giving a highly autonomous agent full read and write access to your entire brain. This connection happens via two main integration paths. The first is a simple initialization file called claude-demd at the root of your vault. It acts as Claude's operational handbook, defining your folder structures, tagging conventions, and preference profiles. Every time you start a session, Claude reads this file in milliseconds. The second, more powerful method is the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. Using an Obsidian MCP bridge, Claude doesn't just read raw text files, it gains dedicated tools. It can semantically search your vault, pull specific backlinks, and surgically modify lines of text without reading the whole vault and blowing up your token costs.
Now, let's address the marketing terms floating around. Obsidian Mind and Obsidian Skills. What are they actually doing?
Obsidian Mind is just shorthand for a retrieval layer optimization. If you have a massive vault with thousands of notes, you cannot send the entire thing to Claude in one prompt. It would cost a fortune and trigger context blindness. What it actually provides is semantic or keyword retrieval, context compression, and relevant note injection. What it does not provide is unlimited memory, perfect recall, or human-like long-term memory. It just provides smart context selection. Then there's Obsidian Skills. This is highly legitimate because it was built by Steph Ango, the CEO of Obsidian himself. Skills are a native feature of Claude Code. They are basically YAML rulebooks you drop into a bot Claude folder. Without these skills, if you ask an LLM to write an Obsidian note, it will often output standard, generic markdown. But Ango's skills teach Claude how to write Obsidian native code. We're talking automated wiki links, complex callout boxes, front matter metadata, and even generating bot canvas files natively so Claude can visually map out your ideas on a digital whiteboard. If you want to see how crazy this gets when you push it to the absolute limit, look at open-source frameworks like obsidian-second-brain by Eugenio Gelber. This is an evolution of what developers call Andrej Karpathy's LLM wiki pattern. In a normal notes app, when you learn something new, you append a new note. Over time, your vault gets cluttered with duplicates and stale facts. This framework changes the game by letting the vault rewrite itself. When you run the command Obsidian ingest with a new article or PDF, Claude doesn't just make a new file. It scans your entire vault, finds up to 15 existing pages, and surgically rewrites them, updating your mental models, revising old data, and resolving contradictions. My absolute favorite feature here is a command called Obsidian Challenge. Before you make a massive life or business decision, you run this command and tell Claude your plan. Claude will crawl your personal history and argue against you using your own past journal entries and failed projects. It literally acts as a sounding board that uses your own lived experiences to point out your blind spots.
But here is the massive catch that no one making these hype videos wants to talk about: agentic entropy and vault pollution. If you give Claude complete, unmonitored freedom to write and edit your notes, your second brain is going to degrade. AI models hallucinate. If Claude synthesizes a false fact or misinterprets a source and writes that error directly into one of your core notes, that error is now permanent. In a future session, Claude will pull that hallucinated note, assume it is absolute truth because it lives in your database, and build an entire tower of false assumptions on top of it. If you aren't reviewing the guide diffs or session logs of what Claude writes, your beautiful knowledge base can quickly turn into an absolute graveyard of AI hallucinations.
So what's the final verdict? Is the Claude Code plus obsidian-second-brain worth the setup? Absolutely. It easily gets an 8.5 out of 10, but don't buy into the marketing language of an unlimited, self-improving neural memory. Think about the direct contrast here. With standard Claude Code, your memory completely ends with the session. You have to constantly re-explain your projects, you deal with a temporary context, and your workspace is strictly limited by a token window. But when you pair Claude Code with Obsidian, your knowledge persists across sessions. It automatically retrieves relevant project history, serves as a searchable knowledge base, and acts as an external knowledge store that drastically reduces token pressure through automated note maintenance.
The reality is actually much cooler than the hype. Claude Code gives you a persistent, searchable external knowledge architecture that continuously refines your notes through automated retrieval, synthesis, and maintenance. It turns your notebook from a passive digital filing cabinet into an active, thinking collaborator. I've left links to Steph Ango's Obsidian skills in the open source repos down in the description below, so you can try setting this up in your own terminal. Just remember, keep a human in the loop, read your session logs, and don't let the AI completely overwrite your own human perspective. If you found this breakdown helpful, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Would you trust an AI to rewrite your personal notes? See you in the next one.